Hey everybody, this is Bugsy here, and you know what? I want to talk about this too. Sonic the Hedgehog was talking about this, but I kind of want to. I want to throw my 2 cents into the ring once again, like usual. Okay, let's talk about Nintendo for a minute. I love Nintendo, and yeah, y'all think I straight up suck Nintendo's dick whenever, but personally, even though how much I love Nintendo, and once again, before you imagine what I know you're imagining in your goddamn heads right now, let me talk. The thing is, the thing is, I do love Nintendo, but yeah, when it comes to them claiming videos, it's kind of a fucking inconvenience. Because the way I see it is this. I'm not saying, I'm not saying we, I'm not saying we should rise up against Nintendo. Far from it. I'm just saying Nintendo again needs to respect that we gamers that have YouTube accounts and our own fan bases and whatnot, what have you. We need to be able to play our freaking Nintendo games on our channels if we want to, or in the case of me, be able to make my branded series without fucking worrying about my fucking channel being fucking taken down because I'm just using shit from the game. A game I technically do still own. You know, it's just like it's hard. It's freaking hard, man. It's not like I don't want to do freaking Mario Bridge. I mean, Paper Mario Bridge. I love it. I love doing Mario's voice. I love making implied sexual jokes with Mario. It's fun. What I really hate though is Nintendo's just how Nintendo likes to play. You know, like like my stuff hasn't gotten content ID because I got smart with that shit and I fixed a few things. But at any time they could, and they kind of did with my like Mario Kart gameplay. And the thing is, they say in the freaking in the recording when you record footage for your Mario Kart that they say that you since you have the game you basically own the footage and you know and they shouldn't be able to claim it, but it turns out yes they did, and it really does piss me off because it's like they said something to you and it's like oh yeah you guys can totally do it, it's perfectly clear, boom. I don't know if it's an automated thing or someone actually like looked or whatever, but yeah. I don't think Angry Joe should sue Nintendo unless he got like unless he got like the freaking unless he got lawyers that have the same number as the fucking Jets from West Side Story. Other than that, I don't think it's really gonna go through. Like he can try and sue Nintendo, but yeah, again, they have more lawyers than you, man. You're vastly outnumbered in this fight. But maybe, but and then again, I think about this too. Maybe if Angry Joe does win, because it's a possibility that he could win. If they do copyright his Breath of the Wild, you know, review, review, and they do go in, Nintendo and Angry Joe do go to court, and Nintendo does lose it, which I doubt that they will, but if they do, they can finally leave us fans alone. Because, people, what's bad for business? What's bad for business, guys? You're suing a guy that reviews your content, and gets his own money from his own ad revenue. basically going up against any of the fans in court, I mean, that's bad for business. So they'll do what's best for their company and stop putting up this fight against the fans. Now, this is only what I think theoretically will happen. I know that, because I'm such a goddamn cynic, I think it's going to go the other way around. But, you gotta have hope, kids. You gotta have hope. It's just what it is. But yeah, I mean, and they have another feature where you can actually post gameplay footage to YouTube. Again, it's another thing that you can actually post footage to. So it's like they do acknowledge that we basically want to post. They do acknowledge that we basically want to do like let's plays and shit. They do acknowledge it, but they need to stop with the fucking automation. If they acknowledge the fact that we want to put their games on our channels to kind of promote them, they should just let us promote them because I know it's their IP. And I know Killer's like, it's their IP, they don't owe shit, but like, seriously, the way I see it, we give them free promotion. You know, that's why, you guys burn so many YouTubers. No one other than Andre will play your games. And probably made, I fall in that category myself. But, only people like me, Andre, Black Nerd, other than me and a few other people that are Nintendo focused channels will do this. Because you burned all the other YouTubers, all the other bigger YouTube names away from it. Because you Nintendo still think it's like the old days where we're just trying to be like, yes, we want your money. No. Nintendo, some of us can make our own damn money. But the fact of the matter is, you should want us to help you out. Maybe if you weren't content ID and claiming people's videos, maybe the Wii U would have done a lot better. That's the thing, Nintendo. I love you, but it's just it's just your business practice. You be hurting your own business. And you guys make too much money, so even if you do hurt your business, it doesn't really matter. You still got enough to not care. It's not like you don't care. You do care, but you don't care enough you don't care enough about your fans to actually kind of meet us in the middle. Or at least kind of give us a compromise. And I'm not talking about that program. To me, that ambassador program is kind of garbage. Because you can terminate all of us for a whole bunch of number of reasons, and you won't. And what you did to Hedox was really worse because, he either talked about your business practices, what you guys were doing about fan projects, and since he dared to speak out to you, you basically terminated his little ambassador program thing. Because you got, and then you guys terminated it and didn't tell him until like October of last year, and I feel like that's kind of fucked up. If like seriously, if we violate your rules, you should tell us this immediately, so we're not fucking like waiting around for the next freaking review copy of games. If you ain't gonna pony it up, I mean, there's just business etiquette to this kind of thing, And like I said, I took business classes, so I kind of know a little bit more than I should about businesses. I just feel like it's hurting your business. It's hurting your business if you guys just keep on going like this. Because, yeah, like I said in my last video when I was talking about Nintendo, it's gonna make all of us migrate to other things. And Nintendo, you don't want that. We're your fans and we're your bread and butter. Like none of the other people that are buying, like some people who don't even like and buying your shit. The people who constantly, you know, constantly talk about fucking Nintendo's this and Nintendo's that. They ain't buying your shit. The people who are actually faithful to you, that want to buy your shit, that knows you guys make quality content, we're the ones buying your shit. But if you keep going down this route that you've been going on for the past few years, you're gonna see how freaking fast your numbers are gonna drop. And I ain't talking about the pirates. You know, if you pirate Sun and Moon, you kind of fucked up, man. You fucked up. That's why we got these Nintendo ninjas closing down everything. You know, I'm not saying that, but like, why do you gotta close down? To me, I understand it's your IP, but like, look at Sega for a moment. Sega will let them have their fan projects and just it'll be right there. These fan projects, and you know, they'll have these fan projects and they'll just be right there, and Sega won't care. Sega will praise them, or freaking get them a job working on some of their other games. Christian Whitehead is a very good example of this. And I've seen people work on these, Sonic, these Mario ROM hacks, these Pokemon ROM hacks, I didn't get to play Pokemon Uranium or the Metroid remake, but what I did see, it was good, and these people you could have gave jobs to. But no, Nintendo, you rather give them a cease and desist and just keep it pushing. You see how wrong that is? I want to, I kind of did want to enjoy. I did kind of want to join Nintendo's program, but like you guys understand, the two biggest things in Nintendo content I have on my channel is the Paper Mario Bridge series, which is another form of me like kind of loving on Paper Mario for the 64, but also kind of bashing various things about Nintendo because the latest one I worked on actually has a lot of jokes at Nintendo, and they ain't gonna like it. And the fact that Mario basically swears a lot, that's a big no-no to them. You know. And I kind of don't want to join their program if I'm not saying Paper Mario Bridge is canceled. I'm just putting it on another freaking thing where freaking Nintendo can't be like finding it. Because, that way at least they'd be safe. Because, I love Mario. I love Mario a lot. I do. I even tried to study Charles Martinez's vocal patterns so I can try and imitate his voice better. But I kind of had a little bit of a problem trying to do that, so there it is. Oh no! I had to do that. Sorry, but that's the thing. It's not like I don't love Nintendo. I do, but yeah, they need to change they need to change their tactics. If they don't change their tactics, again, like I said before, we're all gonna leave. And then what, Nintendo? Then what? You only got the kids, not the young adult crowd that actually still remembers you when we were kids. And then and then even if you do market to the kids only, then people are just gonna brand it the kiddie console. Nintendo, the kiddie console. And the thing is, you guys want to appeal to more gamers, and that's the thing. You will. You just need to clean up. You need to clean up your act a little bit. But hey, I know Nintendo probably won't even listen to this, but hey, It's worth a shot. I'm Bugsy, aka the Fan Brat Basher. Not old chap Basher. He's another bloke. That will have another video. But I am the Fan Brat Basher, the original. And I'll see you guys later. Peace, and like always, folks, stay chaotic. See you guys later.